Hi everyone, it's Agnes. I've got another viewer email today, so I'm going to answer it. It's from Navya. Navya, you said, question, are obstacles, contrary evidences, etc. really moving us forward? Are they blessings in disguise? Because I recently read a few articles in which people say that they faced their biggest challenges just before they manifested what they wanted. Can you please answer this based on manifesting a person back? I am sure it would be of great help to so many people out there who are discouraged by such events. For example, everything has been moving forward, we're in a happy new receiving state, and suddenly negativity starts kicking in out of nowhere. Thank you, lots of love, prayers, and gratitude. Okay, so let's go back. Navya, you've said, are obstacles, contrary evidences, etc. really moving us forward? Well, I'm going to speak from my own experience because that's obviously where I can speak clearly with examples from. In my own life, when I wanted something really intently, as in a specific person, or also to be free, because many of you know I used to work in homewares doing displays, and I felt really trapped. So what happened was I started getting more and more trapped, where they started imposing more and more lack of freedom on me as I started to feel more and more trapped. So as I see it, it's like the more tight the straitjacket becomes, the more intently the desire for what you want, in this case freedom, became. So, there is that sentence that you hear, that it is darkest before the dawn. It's like you get such a intense experience of what you don't want that it creates this absolute, well, I will say obsession with the freedom in this case, or with whatever it is that you want. So yes, it does seem to happen, not all the time, but sometimes, that it does get more intense just before you kind of break through. And what you're having to do is let go and surrender more, and just stop fighting. Just stop the fight, because it's like the more you fight, the more you wriggle, the tighter the straitjacket becomes, you see. So you got to keep your eyes and your imaginings strong in your head. And look, you're going to go through moments of discouragement. You're going to go through moments of going, I've had enough of this. Probably many hundreds of times in my personal experience. And then it's almost like you finally say, I can't make this happen. And you let go of that final barrier of resistance, that it needs to come. The how is not in your control, you see, the how. And we have to hand that over and surrender that we don't have control. We really don't. We have power of influence, but we don't have control. We don't know how it's going to show up. We don't know when it's going to show up. We don't know the details that are going to surround this manifestation, you see. So, you've said, because I've recently read a few articles in which people say that they faced their biggest challenges just before they manifested what they want. Yes. And it's almost like you've got to believe without seeing anything with your eyes. I mean, Wayne Dyer wrote that book. You have to see it to, you have to believe it to see it, not the other way around. Not the other way around. You have to believe it to see it. So it's like you got to close your eyes, your ears, everything. You got to live in this state of, I've got it. This is mine. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And then you surrender it all and you let go. So, can you please answer this based on manifesting a person back? Yeah, I mean, often things go wrong because you've got, when I think with particularly with relationships or a specific person, you've got so much emotionally invested in it, like you've really got, you think your whole life is pinned on this. But the thing that I want to explain to you is it's not. The specific person shows you how good or not good your self-love is. Your specific person makes you work on these things. You think you're actually manifesting a specific person, but it's really between you and you, not you and them. It's about you and your doubts, about you and your fears, about you and your not good enoughs, you and your second bestness, you and your jealousy, you and your fear of what if I don't get? What if I can't make it happen? What if I have to live unhappy and in pain and tormented and tortured? This is what's between you and you see. So that is the dark night of the soul. This is what we're talking about here. So yeah, it's like when you finally give up the fight, when you really give up the fight, you can still do all your self-love meditations, your practices, all the stuff you've learned on my channel, and there's so many other teachers out there and applying what they say. But there comes a point where you just got to go and you got to surrender and allow. And I mean, Abraham Hicks talks about the art of allowing, and you hear that art of allowing, art of allowing, art of allowing. But what does it really mean? It means this, where you let go and you just breathe and you drop it. And you drop the trying to make it happen, you see. That's allowing. So that's where the power comes in. That's the other side of the coin I've talked about a little bit, where it's like you do all the processes and the processes are good, but the other side of the coin is incubating. It's surrender. It's letting go. It's allowing. All of that is inactivity, which a lot of people find more difficult. That's when you go into meditation and you breathe. Silent meditation. You just be and you breathe and you connect with being at peace and you trust life and you trust that you are a conscious creator and that you're getting better at it, you see. Okay? So, what were you talking about here? I'm sure it would be of great help to so many people out there who are discouraged by such events. Okay, for example, everything has been moving forward. We are in a happy new receiving state and suddenly negativity starts kicking in out of nowhere. Well, negativity doesn't really start out of nowhere. It starts in your head by you having one thought and then you add a second thought to it and then you keep yourself going with that practiced way of thinking, you see. Negative thoughts don't come out of nowhere. They start from you. And I talked about this in just the previous YouTube I did. It's the data within you, the stuff from childhood, the stuff that you saw in relationships, the stuff that you observed, the stuff around men, the stuff around women, the stuff around your parents, the stuff around how people treat each other. It's blueprinted, imprinted in your mind, you see. And therefore, you then project it out and then it creates, you see. Nothing, remember this is a focus-based universe. What you focus on is what comes. So deactivate what you don't want to have in your experience. So you get more diligent about your thinking and because your feelings don't just happen. It starts with a thought and then it becomes another thought, then it becomes a dominant thought, then it becomes beliefs. But you've got clusters of thoughts around certain subjects, and relationships is one of the subjects where there's a lot of negative thinking for many people. But there are a lot of people that are at peace. There are a lot of people that have learned to think relaxed, good thoughts about relationships, practiced, or they grew up in families. Not many people, I can tell you. But some people have had very nurturing, loving families and actually have normal, good, positive thoughts about relationships. But for the rest of us, that's okay. We can still learn to do that. Those people probably have issues in other areas, but no one's got the whole bag of nuts, all under control. So, yeah, I think it's really just when the dark night comes, don't try and slam it and fight it, because it just grows bigger, you see. You got to do the opposite. You got to lean back, relax, and say, I know I can't see any sign of this inside. I'm going to relax. I'm going to love myself. And by thinking good thoughts, I'm going to nurture that which I seek. So I hope that answers your question, Navya. And I know you sent this to me months ago, but yeah, there's been a lot of emails coming in with a lot of stuff. So I'm just doing them as I can. Lots of love to you, and yeah, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. Just do it for this day. It's a day tight compartment, okay? Lots of love, everybody.